Hey guys, Jacob Howard here. For today's video, we're going to be out on the field with two of our editors who've actually gone through the course, obviously because they edited all the videos. So they've got the knowledge to fly, and we're going to go through some actual flying techniques with them. And just so you guys can kind of see how we instruct person to person, and hopefully we'll give you guys some tips on what you should do on your first flight as well. Okay, so go ahead and arm the drone. And go ahead and take off. Nice and slow and easy. Very good.
I'm doing it.
It's working.
It's working.
Okay, you're going a little far out, so go ahead and turn around and slow down. Remember, we got lots of soft targets over there.
Signal.
Oh, disarm.
Lost the video.
And battery. Okay, so Trayson just tried his first flight. We had some issues. He went way too far, started losing signal, turned around, and dove straight into the ground. So it had a pretty nasty hit, broke the battery strap, dislodged the battery. So we were able to recover it. Everything looks fine, but we're gonna do a hover test to make sure. Anytime you crash, you should always do a hover test before doing anything crazy again with your drone. So also you wanna do a physical inspection, visual inspection to make sure everything looks good, but always perform a hover test before doing anything crazy after a crash. So we're gonna do that right now. So we're gonna arm. So I'm just gonna play with the yaw movements and the roll and pitch and throttle a little bit just to make sure everything's feeling good. And it is looking good, so. Gonna disarm, and then we're gonna get Trayson back on it. So in this round, we're gonna do kind of like a little bit of hovering, kind of keep it close, not do anything crazy. Trayson. Okay, so let's arm the drone. Let's do some easy takeoff and just kind of hover in place, get a feel for it. A little less on the throttle. Okay, well, he's right side up. Okay. He's good. Yeah. Okay, so now arm. And just take off, adjust.
Straight out here?
Yeah, you're straight out.
The video's kind of wigging out.
It is. Okay, you're probably just facing the wrong direction. So go ahead and let's arm. And then kind of throttle up and try to come back towards us. Level out.
There you go.
Yep. Turn around, come back this way. There we go. Come back this way.
Level out.
A little more throttle, yep. Come back, turn around towards us.
Ooh.
Very good. Oh, oh my goodness.
Wow, that is rolling.
So in that scenario, we definitely tell people that you should disarm if you are feeling really out of control. But in that situation, he was still 20, 30 feet in the air. He had plenty of time to recover. And really what happened is too much throttle, too much speed, and also he was going to the right too much. So that disorients you. It's best to try and just stabilize yourself back to horizon, and then you can usually get back into control. Usually if you feel like you're out of control, the best idea is to try to get back to horizon. If you're, too high up, or you don't feel like, you need to disarm at this point because it's not a safety issue, I would recommend trying to get the horizon set first. So we're gonna jump onto the next flight. Drone is still looking good. So we're gonna begin now. So go ahead and start. Just once again, nice even takeoff. Just keep it close, circle around. Okay, try and keep the horizon. Come back towards us, watch out for the tree.
Battery's at 3.5.
Okay, then you'll want to bring it back in and land it. So now just bring it in nice and slow. There we go. Start dropping that throttle and disarm. Not a bad landing at all, for sure. Okay, so the battery's low, so we landed, and he did a really good job. Brought it in nice and slow. He's a couple inches off the ground, and he disarmed. So in this grass, that's not gonna be an issue at all for the battery. Okay, so we went through a few of the basics with Trayson. We've already gone through some of this with Josh. So we're gonna start doing a few more complex things as we go through with this flight. So go ahead and arm and start taking off. Oh,
What?
sorry.
What are you doing? Oh, recording.
Yeah. Turn around, come back on through.
Record my, we never
Okay,
record.
you're going really high, so go ahead and start dropping down a little bit. Go ahead and turn back around. There we go.
Do better than me. I don't care.
Okay, try not to fly over the people.
Yeah, that's not like I'm trying.
Okay, so he's just doing some circles right now and it's looking pretty good. So go ahead and do the other way. Go right instead of left.
Hold on, I'm just going over here.
Okay, get into position and then start going to the right instead of to the left.
Oh, stressful.
Oh, come back on around back here. You're really high.
I know, I'm trying to get lower.
Just drop the throttle a little bit. That was a really good figure eight right there.
Where am I? I can't see.
You're right above us, pretty much.
How do I slow down?
So slow down, so pitch back. Yep, see, already slowing down. And just start dropping the throttle. Not that fast. Pick it up a little. Okay, come back over here. So pitch back, you're pitched forward quite a bit. So that's why you're going so fast, because your drone is pitched forward. Okay, so bring it down a little bit. Go ahead and come in for a landing. Watch out for that tree. Okay, pitch back, face us, turn around and face us. Very good. Go ahead and pitch back and start bringing down the throttle. Don't bring it up, bring it down. Okay, bring it up just a little bit, don't crash, and go ahead and disarm. There we go. So not a terrible landing, not the best, but it landed straight up. That was a pretty good flight though. We got a figure eight in, and we got some high altitude flying and some speed flying in, so well done all in all. Okay, so for this flight, a few tips that I just gave Josh is when we're taking off, try to orient your drone the same way you're facing. That will help a lot when you're first starting. That way when you take off, the controls feel natural. Right will be right, left will be left, and so on. So if you take off with your drone facing off to the right and you're facing, you know, straight ahead, it's gonna feel really strange when you first take off. So try to take off with the drone facing the same way you're facing. So he's gonna take off and he's just gonna do some hovering and some more figure eights and try to do just more slow stuff to try and get some of that fine throttle control down. So we're gonna start now. Are you recording?
Yep.
So we're gonna arm the drone and take off and do that. So we're gonna try and keep low to the ground and go ahead and do some turns. Very good. Very good. It's a very good figure eight right there.
Back a little bit.
Yep, pitch back and come down low on the throttle. So pitch back. So go ahead and bring it down a little bit lower. I'd say halve your height right now. Okay, pitch back. You're still going really fast forward. That really controls the horizontal speed of your drone is your pitch. So you want to make sure that you're not going too crazy on that. Try to keep it pitched back when you're first flying. Get an idea of how it's going to fly. So we're just going to do some low. So go ahead and bring it down low. Just keep doing those figure eights. They're looking pretty good. Try and bring them in a little tighter. Okay, things are looking really good. Bring it in a little bit lower. Bring your pitch back because you don't need to be going as fast. What's your battery looking like?
3.6.
3.6. That's another thing you need to learn early on is being able to manage your battery and making sure you're paying attention to it on your OSD or if your goggle's telling you what your battery levels are at. You gotta make sure you're staying on top of that. Okay, so when it starts getting to like 3.55, go ahead and bring it in. So just continuing to do some figure eights. It's looking really good. We're getting some of that fine throttle control in. And yeah, this flight's looking really good. So go ahead and bring it in for a landing. Nice and easy. So bring it back on the pitch. Yep, go ahead and bring it in slow. Bring down your throttle, you're a little high. Yep, circle around. That's a great way to learn how to land. Whoop.
Oh, sorry. Totally
That's
lost
okay,
the
just
throttle.
circle right back around. That's why you want to give yourself a little bit of room on your battery, because landing might take a little bit longer than you expect. So go ahead and face towards us. There we go. And bring it down low and then just disarm. Good enough.
I didn't know I was that high.
Okay, so right there we saw definitely one of the big things I see in beginner FPV pilots is the pitch. So usually pitching way too far forward, and usually that's because of the tilt of the camera. With the Hawk Pro, we already have it set the lowest. Naturally, you want to fly with your drone level with the ground, so you can see the ground, you can see the most. But that is what's going to contribute to your horizontal speed the most. So you want to make sure that you're monitoring that. The best idea, once again, make sure you know where you're flying. Make sure you know what you're flying around. That way, when you are having to tilt your drone a little bit more up and you're looking a little more towards the sky, you still have an idea of where the trees are or houses or whatever your obstacles are going to be. I tend to, if I'm going to do a big drone movement, I like to actually scout the area out first and then go do it, so I have an idea of where all the things are. So that was just some basics and stuff, getting these guys started on some of their first FPV shots and flying. It is extremely nerve-wracking, as these guys can tell you, but this is where you need to start. You need to start in a nice open area, be with a friend or somebody who can spot for you and help you as you're going through. Follow the videos we have on pre-flight practices, and make sure you get a bunch of time in the simulator. And if you guys have any questions, let us know, and have fun flying.